Hey folks, it's Nick Granville. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I thought I'd talk about reharmonizing a blues kind of in the style of Robben Ford. As many of you all know, I've talked about Robben Ford a bit on my channel. He's one of my favorite guitar players. Some years ago I was very lucky to get to meet Robben Ford and I interviewed him. The interview's on my channel if you want to check it out. And you know, he's a great player. Man, that Talk to Your Daughter album, that was a game changer for a lot of us. And for me, it's like one of the things I think about in terms of like the perfect kind of guitar tone. One thing I'm trying to achieve, like in terms of tone, is like what the tone he got on that record. But the playing, the phrasing, the incorporation of jazz and blues. This is James. James would like you to like and subscribe. Wouldn't you, James? Please like and subscribe. Yeah, I will use the dog to get you to like and subscribe, won't you, Jamesy? Oh, come on, buddy. Oh, there you go. So today I thought let's talk about how to reharmonize a blues, kind of in some of the things that Robben Ford does in his style. So the first one I'll talk about. Robben typically will play a quick 4. And what I mean by that is if I'm in the key of B flat as I was for that intro, right? And B flat 7 is my first chord, right? And I might have that for 4 bars typically in a blues. So B flat 7, 4 bars, and then we're going to go to E flat 7 for 2 bars, B flat 7 for 2 bars, F7, E flat 7, and back. Right? Standard kind of blues. Robben will almost always do what's called a quick 4. Now you might not have heard this term before, but it's something like the older school blues players do. They're up leading a band, they'll go, right, we're going to play a 12-bar blues and it's going to have a quick 4. You're expected to know what that means. What that means is we're going to go to the 4 chord. So if we're in B flat, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is E flat. And we're going to go to an E flat chord. And that's going to be our 4 chord, and we're going to play that in the second bar of the blues. So it's going to be our first bar, our second bar, our third bar, our fourth bar, and our fifth bar, and so on through the blues. And Robben does that a lot. I've checked out a heap of videos, everything from Blues for Lonnie Johnson to Ain't Got Nothing But the Blues, I'm going to talk about in a minute. So that's one that I would put in if I'm going to reharmonize a blues in the style of Robben Ford. So, the second one I'm going to talk about is Robben and Ain't Got Nothing But the Blues. We can learn a lot about his kind of thinking and his playing from this particular track. So it starts off with a da-da-da-da-da-da-da vocal, right? And then it's B flat 7, and then it goes straight to this F7 sharp 5. Augmented chord, right? Right, that's super cool. So instead of going 1, 4, a quick 4, he goes 1, 5, and back, right? So we could do that on a normal blues, right? Right, so there we go. We've got an alternate to the standard quick 4. We can have a quick 5 if you want to call it that. Typically wouldn't be what it's called, but that's one that you could steal from there. Another one you could look at from that tune, right, is how he gets down to the 6th chord. So we go from B flat, then it goes to this, then here, and then it goes down to this G minor chord, right? Or G7, depending on how you're kind of moving. But that's the 6th chord, right, of the key, to lead us to the 2 chord of the key. Right, to bring us back to the top. But the way he gets there is B flat 7, A minor 11, A flat 7 sharp 11, G minor. Then a tritone sub to get you there, right? So we have 1, then we have 7 minor 11, flat 7 sharp 11 to G. That's so tasty. Very cool, eh? Now, another one that Robben typically does is he will do the 5 chord to the 4 chord. Sure, that happens. But I also hear him a lot of times going 2, 5, 1. Right? That's a common movement, right? It's his jazz influence coming through. And that's what Robben's doing, right? 2, so we're in B flat, 2 of the key will be C. 5 5 of the chord would be F, we come back to 1, right? So you'd say that's a typical 2-5-1. Right? But it's what he does. If you look at Ain't Got Nothing But the Blues again, he goes C minor, then he goes B flat over D, E flat, and then E diminished to get you there. And even then on the F chord, he delays it one more step, right? He goes F7 sus, or E flat over F if you want to call it that, and then he goes F7 sharp 9. Right, so you have right, so let's put all that together. Sometimes we put diminished in here. Here we go. Very cool, isn't it? Like, it's a really cool way of kind of dressing up the blues. And that's one thing I think of when I think of Robben Ford's playing, is here's a guy who kind of takes the structure of a blues and is sort of jazzing it up. It's not a jazz tune. He still, to me, sounds like someone playing the blues. Just the blues with a few more chord changes and a bit more sophistication. It's super cool. So a couple of things to think about to take this forward in your playing, right? You could just do this in terms of chords. You could go. You could go 2, 5, 1. One that he does to right into the 4 chord. You could do that kind of stuff as chords, but it's so cool if you use it for soloing too. It's diminished. So you see there, I was sort of bobbing and weaving my way around those chord changes, and I'm implementing them in my solo. And the way I'm doing that is by a mixture of arpeggios and hitting chord tones. I'm not necessarily playing them in kind of verbatim, but I think you get the idea, right? And it goes a long way. See there? That sound. So for me, it's like, that's one thing I'm thinking about all the time, right? These are devices I can use for soloing. These are devices I can use for playing rhythm guitar, and then everything in between, right? Hey, look, hope you found this useful. If you have, you know what to do. Like and subscribe. Share this video with people you think are into the same stuff. You know, people into the Robben Ford thing or fusion guitar. But the best thing you can do is just like and subscribe, because that's super easy. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.